This one will have strangers leaning in to sniff you, which might not be the desired effect, so I'm just warning you. Hey everyone, it's been a long time since I filmed a dedicated beauty video, so today I thought, since it is now fall, that I would share with you some of my new beauty finds and a few of my fall favorites. Some are new, some are products that I reach for year after year. Now I have to admit, I am very much a consistent neutrals girl, no matter what time of year, no matter what season, but there are some formulas, some shades, some colors, so to speak, that I do think are more applicable to certain times of the year. Fall, it's more the deeper colors, berries, Bordeaux, maybe some more brown undertones, that sort of thing. So if you're like me and you really kind of live in the neutral lane, but you want to experiment with maybe a few new things, keep on watching. I've got you covered as far as eyeshadow, blushes, and lip products. So let's start with the eyeshadow palettes. This first palette has nothing to do with fall. It is one of my newest palettes though, and I did want to discuss it here on YouTube. It is from Natasha Denona, a brand I love. I think her eyeshadows are incredible, and it is the I Need a Nude palette. And the question is, do you need the I Need a Nude palette? As much as I enjoy it when you use my links, my answer is no, you do not. I use it and I love it, but there are some caveats with this. This palette is loaded with very light toned shimmer shades and light to mid-tone satin to matte shades. Now I have scrubbed all my fake tan off, so this is my actual natural skin tone. I'm pretty fair skinned, and if I am telling you that this is too light for a fully dimensional eye on me, I cannot even imagine what someone with a normal amount of melanin thinks of this palette. So if you're purchasing this thinking this is gonna be a great everyday standalone palette, I would say not so much. Do I love this personally? Yes. Am I recommending that you run out and get it? Not so much, unless you really feel like you need some more light toned shimmer metallic shades. These are very pretty. Let's start with the rest of my recommendations, going from the most expensive to least expensive. And the most expensive is another Natasha Denona palette, but this one I do recommend, even though it's even more expensive. This one comes in at $129. It's the Natasha Denona Biba palette, the neutral palette. And if you are a neutral wearing kind of girl and you love more warm tone neutrals in particular, this is a beautiful palette. These are all very autumnal shades, lots of bronzes and golds and browns and tans. You can make a very wearable neutral, little warm neutral eye, or you can really load up on the bronzes and the golds and do something very dramatic. It's what I have on today. Today I actually reached for this almost orange toned one in the crease. It's very wearable and it blends beautifully, so don't let even these brighter colors scare you. So while this is the most expensive palette I'm gonna recommend today, I understand it's not for everyone. I do get the most use out of this one. Okay, moving down to probably even more outrageous, because this is $129, but you get quite a lot of shadows. Now I'm gonna talk about two quads that, if this is in your budget, I'm gonna recommend, and they're $90 for a quad, but they do go on sale. They are both from Tom Ford. I know they're a splurge. There is something really mood lifting about reaching for luxury beauty. And there is something about Tom Ford eyeshadows. They're creamy, they're blendable, there's a lot of very interesting shades, and they last forever. We're not gonna talk about expiration dates. I'm saying if I am gonna pay $90 for an eyeshadow quad, I'm gonna wear it until it crumbles to dust. So the two that I reach for the most in the fall are, first of all, De La Creme. Again, very wearable, neutral, but more warm neutral, more fall tones here. The matte shades blend like a dream, and this one is a little more shimmery and this one is a little more satin. You can pull together a whole eye look with all four of these, but these also work well pulled into other palettes. And then the other one, I've had this one a while. I reached for it mostly just for this one shade in the Honeymoon palette. It's sort of a berry burgundy kind of color. It's so pretty and it looks really nice blended over a more neutral tone in the crease. It just adds a depth and a warmth. Just if you blend it in right here on the top of your eye socket and like kind of blend it out in the outer corner, the prettiest color. Definite splurges, I get it. So we're gonna move on to something that's a little less outrageous. This one is also a newer to me palette. It is from Too Faced. They do these seasonal releases. This is their pumpkin spice second slice. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before they had the original pumpkin spice version. First of all, with so many Too Faced products, this one does in fact smell like pumpkin. And as you can see, tons of fall shades here. This is the kind of palette, if you want to go crazy and have a lot of fun with color, you can definitely get some interesting things happening here. If you're like me and pretty sedate and don't want to get too far out of the lines, you stick to this half of the palette. But there are lots of very beautiful, very wearable shades. Like all Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, the quality is really good. They're easy to work with, and you can get a ton of looks out of this. Another brand new one to me, it's part of Tarte's holiday releases. I'm kind of excited to see that there are a bunch of brands releasing their holiday gift sets early. And in my excitement to open this, I did drop it. And it is a testament to how well this was packaged that it only chipped the darkest shade just a little bit. This one I love. I think it is a beautiful shade choice, especially if you like those deeper burgundies and plums and bordeauxs and the really deep, rich bronzes. I have a formula. Let's just talk through this formula. I tend to go for a light shimmer shade, kind of like around a skin tone shade for me, all over my lid, a mid-tone sort of matte or satin brown tan shade in the crease, and then maybe deepen out that outer corner with a deeper satin or even a deeper shimmer tone. I'm very basic. That is my kind of formula for all things eyeshadow. I very rarely deviate. So for me, this really only has the one shade here that I can do all over my lid, and it's beautiful and creamy and it's lovely. And I have been reaching for this. I can't remember which video I wore it in, or was it an Instagram post? I've been wearing it without really talking about it. It also happens to come with a blush, which is really nice. And it comes with a matching Maracuja Juicy Lip and the matching lip liner in the deeper shade. And we'll get back to talking about deeper shades for fall when we get to lips. All of these come as a set, and I believe it's $42 for all three. So that's a really good holiday gift. Maybe a Thanksgiving gift, Halloween gift to yourself just because. And then the last palette I want to recommend as a fall favorite, and this isn't to say that these are the only palettes that I wear. These are the ones I pull out in addition to all the ones I'm cycling through on a regular basis. So the one that I've worn it in the summer, but I think it's a great idea for fall. This one is my most budget-friendly recommendation. It's $20. It's part of the Ulta line. It's their everyday faves. And again, very wearable neutral tones, but there's some more orangey, rusty shades, some almost purple undertones on a few of these. It's a much more neutral friendly way to bring in some of those fall colors that, for those of you that are afraid to play with color on your eyes, this is an easy way to bring it all in, and also very budget friendly, and the mirror is really nice as well. Now let's move on to cheeks, specifically blushes, and I'm just gonna go from most expensive to least expensive, mix in the new with the old. So one of the oldest, this might be the oldest blush, the blush I've used the most. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes are amazing. I think this is one of the best formulas on the market, especially for either beginners or mature skin, because I think a lot of us can be heavy-handed with our makeup, especially with blush. And there's always this, well, I shouldn't say always, but in the back of my mind, there is always this fear that I don't want to look clownish or like Aunt Sally, if you've heard that reference, with the older lady with the way too bright cheeks. You know that stereotype is out there. So for those of us that want a little flush of color but don't want to get too crazy, these blushes are really user-friendly. But there is a specific shade that I put in my makeup drawer where I do my daily makeup right about this time, and I leave it there until about April, May, and that is in the shade Mood Exposure. It is this beautiful plum shade, super wearable, like I said. It is just the perfect autumn or fall shade, and I've had this one for years and it looks like it is brand new. It is so finely milled. There's so much product in here. So if you can get your hands on the travel size version of these, I would say that is a really good investment because you are never going to use up an Hourglass Ambient Lighting blush. The next one down, these are new to me shades. I love the DIOR Rosy Glow blush. I have the original shade in pink, and that is probably one of my top 3 most used blushes. So when they extended the line, I picked up 2 more shades, and I have been wearing pretty much nonstop both of these. This one is called Rosewood. Can you wear this in the spring, the winter, the summer? Of course you can, but it looks beautiful in the fall. And then the other one that I picked up is Berry. Again, you can wear this whenever you want, but I do think that these look especially great in the fall. This will give you that sort of just came in from the crisp fall air where I was picking apples. I love a brighter blush, like a bright red or, you know, this berry tone as we move even into winter to give that freshen from the cold flushed cheeks look. You just have to apply it with a very light hand. Moving along, I have two NARS blushes. One is powder, one is liquid. Let's start with the one I've had forever. This is the NARS powder blush, specifically in the shade Sin. Are you seeing a theme? It is very similar in tone to the Hourglass. They're definitely on the same shade range. This is a little more pigmented. It has a tiny bit of sheen, but there's no glitter. Again, the NARS blushes, you cannot go wrong. They are so beautifully made. They will last you for years and years and years. This is a nice neutral tone that goes with all kinds of looks, no matter what's going on the rest of your face. Absolutely recommend this. I think for a little while, this was discontinued. It disappeared off a lot of websites, but Sin is definitely back in so many ways, but specifically I'm talking about the blush. And then Nude, and what I am wearing today, and I decided not to layer. So normally I'll put a liquid blush on first with my foundation and everything, and then come back in and put a powder over it. Today I just decided to wear this liquid blush all on its own. It is from NARS, it's part of their Afterglow line, and I specifically picked up the shade Dolce Vita. I think I have it in a powder as well. And it doesn't look like much when you smear it on the back of the hand, which is why I'm not really swatching in this video. But it does have that sort of plummy, berry, brown undertone. Pat it into my cheeks. How I apply it, I should have shown you, but I dot on maybe 3 dots right here, and then I take my same foundation brush and just pat, 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 and it blends right in. This is so user-friendly, easy to use. For years I avoided liquid blush and cream blush, and now I am a fan, and I will only recommend to you the ones that are super easy to use and don't mess up the makeup underneath. And this NARS Afterglow blush in the shade Dolce Vita is one of my all-time faves. New fave, but a fave. And then lastly, I have raved about the Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes. It's a mouthful. I can't remember the other 2 shades I already own. They're more summery shades. So I picked this one up. This one is called Velvet Crush. First of all, I love the packaging. The lacquer container that matches the shade that's inside I think is so pretty. And I love that when it's in your makeup drawer, you can see exactly what color you are reaching for. They also smell really nicely. I can't describe. It's a sweet smell. It's not something I smell when I put it on my face. I really have to stick my nose in it, but it is scented. So fragrance is an issue for you. I just want to make you aware of it. I think this color is so pretty, and the reason I'm sharing it here especially is because the color on the website looks much brighter and pinker than what it looks like in real life, which is more of a muted rosy tone, I would say. So really pretty fall color. I love it. And again, this isn't a full-on matte blush. It has a slight, very slight sheen to it. Let's move on to lips. We're gonna start with what is actually on my lips, and most expensive is the YSL Rouge Volupté Shine, what is it actually called? I think it's Shine in Oil. It has a whole long name. It's a lipstick balm. I was talking about earlier when I showed you the new Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I like deeper, plummier berry shades, but I'm still a little intimidated by wearing a full-on opaque lipstick. So an easy way to do that is with lip glosses, balms, more sheer versions of a lip product. So the YSL, let's just call them lipstick balms. I actually picked these 2 up during the anniversary sale, which made them less expensive, but they're normally $43 each. I am wearing shade 153, and I also have shade 150. They're beautiful shades. They're wearable. They feel so nice on the lips. Are they long wearing? Absolutely not. They wear a pretty decent amount of time, but they have that oily slick to them. They're a balm. They're gonna slide off faster than, like, say, a matte or something like that. But I do love them. And again, there is something about pulling out these beautiful gold tubes with the matching color inside. Elevates the whole lipstick wearing experience. So I love these. There are lots of other shades that are fantastic, but these 2 to me are a more wearable fall option. Next is nothing new. This is the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm, which is a terrible name because this is not a lip balm. It has lip balm properties, and that is very hydrating. But it is a lip gloss. It has the doe foot applicator. The specific color that I love this time of year is called Garcon. It is probably the second most pigmented option in this line. It is beautiful on your natural lips all by itself. It goes to another level if you add a little bit of lip liner with it, and you can top it on top of almost any lipstick, and it is just stunning. Of all the products I'm recommending today, if you've never tried a Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm, I'm pretty sure you will not be disappointed if you pick one up. I have every shade, I think, except one. I love them so very, very much. Very wearable, and they do really, really hydrate the lips. Now, if you are not afraid of opaque color, I'm really getting into this NARS Power Matte lipstick, specifically the shade American Woman. I talked about it recently in my September favorites. I do want to explore a few of the other shades. They're constantly sold out though. So this is American Woman. I kind of want something less pigmented, less bright, more neutral, lighter pink, a more nude tone, something like that. But they do have a lot of deeper shades. And what I like about this particular formula is it gives you the longevity of a matte lipstick with the wearability of it being less drying. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't dry out your lips at all, but one of my favorite things to do is wear this lipstick paired with one of the lighter options of the Westman Atelier lip balm that's not a lip balm. Perfect pairing. I do wanna bring back something I referenced when I purchased it earlier this summer. I picked up one of the Pat McGrath lipsticks. I think it's the satin formula. Isn't this package absolutely adorable with the little gold bow? When I picked this up a few months ago during the summer, I said this is gonna be a great color to wear in the fall. It's called Skin Sane, I wanna say. It's sort of a dusky rose color, and it's a neutral shade. You can wear it year round, of course, but there's something about the more cool toned rosy shades that I think of moving into the cooler months. And then we have, I can be here all day talking about lip products, so I'm warning you, we've got a lot. Then we need to talk about the Lawless lipsticks. I have talked about these and raved about these when they were first released earlier this summer. We'll narrow it down to two colors. Like I said, we could be here all day. Fawn and Soft Truffle are two beautiful shades. What I love about this line in general is it's pretty much a neutral line. There's like one red and one coral, which some could argue those might be considered neutral as well, but everything else is more on the wearable nude tone, pink tone line. And these both have that sort of cooler, muted color family going that makes it to me seem more fall-like. This is completely subjective, there are no rules, but I love how this goes on. It makes your lip lines disappear. It plumps without tingling. It's a fabulous line. There are a million, maybe not a million. There are a lot of shades. There's coordinating lip glosses and lip liners. I love the Lawless lip products. They are outstanding. Now, it would not be a fall beauty products roundup without mentioning probably the most popular product on the market from BUXOM, the full-on plumping lip polish, specifically in the shade Dolly. It is that mauve or mauve color. It depends what part of the country you're in or the world, how you pronounce it. You know what I'm talking about either way. It's that sort of dusky, rose, mauve, mauve, fall shade. You can get it in every lip product that they make, but the lip polish, which is basically the more of the gloss, like the translucent gloss, is probably their most popular product. But I did want to mention that they have re-released their full-on plumping lipstick, and they released a Dolly shade. This one's called Dolly Doll, and it has, it's hard maybe to see, but it has almost like a little divot in it so that it can hug the curve of your lip. And it is in that same lovely fall tone that I have been raving about throughout this entire video. This is what I look like when I walk out of any store that sells makeup. There's usually eyeshadow swatches going up my arms as well. This is turning into a mess, but this is where my channel started. If you're new here, I talked almost only about beauty products, and it is where my passion is still. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We're down to two more lip products. The Clinique, where did she go? Black Honey lipstick. This is exactly what I was talking about. If you want a deeper shade, I'm gonna put it over here, but you're afraid of an opaque look, that is like a sheer berry tone. So wearable. It's a classic for a reason, easy to wear. You can layer it, you can add lip liner, you can just wear it as it is. It's fantastic. And then the most budget-friendly item that I could find and that I really do stand by and love is, I don't know how to pronounce this. There is some debate. I've even worked with the company and I still don't know. Nivea or Nivea? You tell me. Either way, the Blackberry Lip Care Balm is a great way to bring in a blackberry shade. Where are we? Right there. Nice and translucent, beautiful. You can get the pack of 4 that has all of their shades for like $4 on Amazon. I'll link it below. Great way to get your hydration in, your lip balm, and a little bit of color at the same time. Now, I said we were just gonna talk about eyes, cheeks, and lips, but I needed to throw in some of my favorite fall fragrances because these are some of my favorite fragrances of all time. First, We're gonna start most expensive, work our way down. I'm down to the very bottom. I've been holding on to this all summer. This is the Hermes Amber Narguilé fragrance that used to only be available on the Hermes website or in Hermes boutiques. Saks now carries it, I think online only. So now that it is officially fall, I'm probably gonna put in an order for another bottle. This one has lasted me for years. It is the most unique scent. Oh my gosh, I am terrible at describing scent, but think honey, hot buttered rum, warm, sexy. Ooh, this one is so delicious. This one will have strangers leaning in to sniff you, which might not be the desired effect, so I'm just warning you. That's my all-time favorite, and unfortunately the most expensive option. Next on the list, these little fragrance roller balls or purse sprays usually only become available during the holidays, which is when I grabbed this one. So I have linked to the full-size version, which makes it the second most expensive. It's the Trish McEvoy X Eau de Parfum. And it is very similar. There are a lot of similarities between these two scents. Warm, spicy, sexy, musky, all those yummy things. Trish McEvoy is probably one of the most underrated, overlooked fragrance brands on the market. Absolutely adore their fragrances, especially during the holidays. They come out with all of the little fragrance sets. So keep an eye out for those. They should be coming soon. Next, I've raved about this one, Tom Ford Lost Cherry. This one is a lot sweeter. Obviously there's some cherry undertones here and they've expanded the cherry range, but I like the original. It smells so good. They do often have a smaller travel version of this. It goes in and out, harder to find. I have another Trish McEvoy fragrance. Now this one I do wear more year round, but it's great in the fall. It's her number 9 Blackberry and Vanilla Musk. So I think we've described the scents pretty well here. Blackberry, vanilla, and musk. It has a warmth to it, but it's a little lighter. It's not quite so heavy. Like a lot of the other ones, maybe you would only want to wear at night or date night. This is definitely more of a daytime appropriate fragrance, although I wear it in the evening as well. And then moving to a little less expensive and no less delicious, we have the Laura Mercier Amber Vanilla scent. They have quite a few scents, but I prefer not just the vanilla. I love the amber vanilla. I think you see a theme in the scents that I reach for over and over. I like amber and warmth and all that kind of stuff. This is a lot lighter, definitely something you can wear on an everyday basis. It's not gonna overpower you. And then lastly, but certainly not least, but definitely most budget friendly, is the Clinique My Happy Cocoa and Cashmere. This, very lightweight. I think it only comes in this size. Love the price point. I love this whole line. There are quite a few scents in this My Happy line that I absolutely adore. If you like Lily of the Valley, they make a Lily of the Valley that is just beautiful for springtime. But if you like, again, that warmth, the amber, all those kind of notes, but you want something a little lighter weight, something you can wear every day without offending the people around you, highly recommend Cocoa and Cashmere. All right, that is my roundup. I am covered. I need to take a shower and get some makeup remover on me. But those are a few new finds and quite a few really lovely fall beauty favorites. I don't want the discussion to end here though. Please let me know in the comments. First of all, are you the kind of person that does have season-specific products that you reach for more at certain times of the year? And if you do, let me know what those are. I would love to explore some of your recommendations. So thanks for hanging out and listening to mine. I hope that you had fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.